Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. This is going to be my Shop My Stash for December. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. This is going to be a quick overview of what I had in my everyday makeup drawer for November, and I will be selecting some new bits that I will be trying out in December. In December, I've decided I want to focus on trying to use up or hit pan on some things and really decide what my favorites are of the year. So when I go into my drawers to select some new products, not all of those products are going to be super new. I think I want to select a couple of things that I'm still curious after before the end of the year to see if it could make it into my end of year favorites list. But for the most part, I want to focus on going back to some old favorites. It's the end of the year, and I just don't want to really try that much new stuff. I still have plenty of eyeshadow palettes to try though, so I think that's where the focus is going to be in terms of what I will be testing out. So let's go through the drawer first, then show you the lip products I used this month, and then I will be showing you the products I will be selecting for December and the eyeshadow palettes I will be focusing on. So first things first, I will not be selecting a new primer. This is the Catrice Aqua Splash Grip Primer, and this is one that's been in my Shop My Stash since the start of November. There was still something I was using up at the start of the month. Used that one up, put it with my beauty empties, which you'll see in January. And yeah, as you can see, I've pretty much hit the black line already, so I have about half of this left, and I'm gonna try and use it up this month. Also great products on the only setting spray in my possession. I did order some new ones from ColourPop in the Black Friday sales to stock up, because I only have about a fourth of this left, so I hope that ColourPop order makes its way to me very soon. Also staying in the drawer as the only foundation I will be using in December is the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue. And there's a reason for it, because I set myself the goal to try and use it up this year. I don't think I'll quite manage because this is an airless pump product and you only need a little bit to get the coverage that I would like to get. It is also incredibly dewy, so it's been great for this time of year, but there were a whole host of like 6 or 7 months where I couldn't even use it because it was too dewy and also too light for my complexion. So now that we're heading into winter, I'm actually loving this thing again, and I just want to make sure that I can get a lot more use out of this in December. Will I manage it? I don't think so. But even if I don't, I think it's just time to get rid of this and put it with my makeup empties, because this is one of the oldest base products in my makeup collection at the moment. So even if it's not gone, part of me wants to commit and really use it up all the way, but part of me is also like, maybe I don't have to. So I'm just gonna see how much I can make it through this month. I do have lots of events and stuff to go to, so I think there will be plenty of days where I actually need to do my makeup twice. So yeah, this is one that I will be hopefully using up this month. But I had some more base bits in this drawer this month. I just wanted to get some more use out of my Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream in shade 21. This is lovely. I still fell in love with it. This looks beautiful, and this can actually be one that I put on my foundations I want to try to use up in 2025 list. I love this product, so I know I can make it work. Also going back into the drawer are my Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator and the Sicca Clearing BB Cream from Purito. These were kindly gifted to me by one of my subscribers who I met up with when I was in Edinburgh. Lorraine, if you're familiar with her comments, gave these to me in some lighter shades that I wasn't able to get my hands on. They were too dark for her. These are now perfect for me, and I like both of these. The Tinted Hydrator is in porcelain, which is only available in the US and not available through any websites that I can order from. And this is in 15 Rose Ivory, which I believe was released after I tried the Purito BB Cream. Yeah, this is lovely. I love it. Great formulas to both of them, but the shades were very off for me. I am making wonderful progress on my little Etude House Secret Beam Powder. I'm not sure if the lighting is okay. It is a little bit late in the day, and I'm sort of filming this with the last dregs of sunlight I have. But that pan was already there, but you can see this dent starting to form here over on the left, which is where I'm currently putting my brush in the most. So Maybe I can hit another pen on this in December. We'll see, we'll see. That's gonna stay. For concealer, I know I want to commit to something else than these two. These are the Estee Lauder Futurist Concealer and the Fenty Beauty Wear Even. The Fenty Beauty is in 150? I think it is 150N, and the Estee Lauder is in 1C. So those are the shades. These were lovely. I'm going to be doing a roundup review of all of the concealers I tried this year. Later this week actually. So if you stay tuned and you want to hear my thoughts on all of the concealers I tried this year, that's coming up very soon. I actually want to try and use up another concealer I have, so that's something I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to turn my studio lights on just to make this a little easier with the lighting. So I do apologize for this lighting. It's just always a little bit of a glare I find if I use my studio lighting, but I think this is better than that weird milky lighting we just had. It was really nice and sunny when I went home, but it no longer is. I had two bronzers in this month. The Rose Ink Cream Bronzer and the Fenty Beauty In the Sun. Fenty Beauty is going to stay in because this is another bronzer that I would like to try to hit pan on. I think you can see, not sure if it shows up in camera, but I can see this ring forming in the middle. And I think it's just a matter of time until I hit pan on this one as well. And if I do that, if I manage to hit pan on this, I would hit pan on a second bronzer this year. So that's why I'm not going to be selecting any other bronzers. This is going to be the only bronzer I'm going to be using all month. This one is going to go back into the drawer. This is the Rose Ink Cream Bronzer in Kawi, as I just mentioned. This was okay. I didn't like the finish though. So it was really weird and a bit patchy on me. I just don't think this is great for dry skin. I think this is the kind of cream bronzer that's actually great for people with oily skin. For highlighter, I had these three things in. The one I used the most was my Kiko Baked Glitter Highlighter, which I had not expected because this has glitter in. Not sure if the camera picks this up, but this has actual sparkles and it's just a very light baby pink otherwise. Pretty for sure, but I do want to go and see if there's anything in my makeup collection that I'm close to hitting pan on. Because how cool would it be if I could hit pan on a highlighter? I don't think it's going to happen because I don't think there's anything that's close enough, but I can try. Lily by Red, really pretty, but this is like a weird cream to powder kind of texture. It reminds me of Super Shocks, which wasn't my favorite to use. And then I have my Colorgram, which I thought I could twist it off, so that's why it now looks like this. I ruined it. This is very pretty, but it's very similar to other things I already have. So I don't think this is going to last a very long time in my collection at all. It was user error with this one. I don't know why. I was just barely awake one morning and I just twisted off the cap and the entire product broke. And then we have blushes. The one I reach for the most is the Art Class Too Cool for School one. This is the D Mauve shade. Really pretty, cool tone mauve. So pretty. But I think I want to use some other blushes this month because I don't know, like December is the time where I just want to use my Fenty Beauty like Diamond Bomb highlighter with like really dewy cool tone blushes as well. This REM one is really nice. This is Rose on Mars, but it's like pretty much like every other mauve tone, warmer tone mauve tone blush I have. Pretty for sure. Was it worth the money? Maybe not. And then I have my House Labs Glassy Blush Balm in Glassy Hibiscus. This is pretty, but I don't like the pigmentation or how this applies. I like to like rub the stick onto my finger and then apply it to my cheeks, and that didn't work with this because it's too sheer. So you can actually use this directly onto the cheeks, but I don't find that very hygienic with this because you do get foundation on the stick when you do that. And finally, by Amuse, this is their liquid blush and sprinkles. To my horror, I had never reviewed this for you, which made me really sad. It's pretty, but it's also very warm toned and peachy. Peachier and more warm toned than I had expected when I purchased it. But it does have a really pretty, I don't know, I believe it's called they call it a flower on the website. Like a really pretty, cute applicator. And this was really pretty going on. For mascara, I actually need to stop using both of these because they've dried up. I was like taking the dregs out of this Lash Princess from Essence. It's very dry and gloopy and cakey. Like, do you see the tip of that? Like, There's just too much product on it, and it was clumping my lashes together too much. And normally I have my Catrice Glam & Doll waterproof for that, but this is pretty much empty. Like, I don't know it really does anything anymore. So I'm going to be discontinuing using these two. May have to keep this in just for the time being, before until I have time to go and pick up another one. But the Essence one can go into the Makeup Empties. This is still going okay. The Pure Volume from Catrice. This is my current brown mascara of choice. And this works really well. For brows, I'm going to soldier on with these ones for just a little while longer. This is all I have left of my The Face Shop eyebrow pencil. This has been with me for 2 years, and I already mentioned in a previous video how I'm going to be discontinuing using this in January, but I do want to give it my most. So this is going to go back into the drawer, but it's going to be the last month I use this. And then for the Make Me Brow, this is actually running low as well. It's getting a little bit gloopy, and it's starting to smell a bit chemically, and that's usually a sign that my brow product is at the end of its last legs, you could say. So that's why this one is going to go back into the drawer, but at the end of December, I'm going to call it quits on this one. MAC Paint Pot and my MAC eyeshadow for doing my base still works. The lip balm is still going strong. My eyeshadow primer is still going strong. And here I just have my hairband and other things that I want to use. So that is the drawer done. Which brings me to my lip products. These are all of the lip products that I used this month. They're all really nicely, neatly organized. What I wore today, are you ready? This is Lisa Eldridge's Velvet Muse. And this is how much I have left. This is all of it. It doesn't twist up any further. I did not realize how little I had left of this lipstick. Use some K-Beauty lip stains again, one from Amuse. This is in the shade Pleasing, and the Dewy Full Water Tint from Romande in the shade Custard Mauve. Really pretty, both of them. My Glossier Ultra Lip in Pony. This made another appearance. These are essentially like lip balms, but with a lot of color, so I love wearing them in the wintertime, and I've completely rediscovered them. And of course, I instantly had to put some of my new Kiko Milano lipsticks to the test. So this is the Powder Power Lipstick in Mauve. This is shade 24. And I have it with the Mauve, Light Mauve Lip Liner in shade 23 from the Creamy Color lip liner. This is really nice. You can already see how much I've used this because I've been pretty much doing this lip combo every single day ever since I discovered it. More Kiko. Another Powder Power. This is the Burgundy shade. This is shade 25. Nice, deep, and saturated. I'm loving a vampy lip at the minute. And then I was wearing this taupe shade. This is 332 or 232. I don't know. From the Velvet Passions. This was a tip from one of you guys that this was a great cool tone brown. And you were correct. I've been wearing it with my MAC Stone lip liner. And of course, if I want to go for something bright in the wintertime, I opt for these magenta kind of shades. And this is the Catrice Candleless Matte in Casually Overdressed. Another Catrice product, this is their Glossing Glow Lip Oil. Love this thing to pieces. It's a great dupe for the Dior. This is in Gloss It Girl. And then for MAC, I reached for a perfect fall shade. This is Chili. And finally, some Sigma bits. These were sent to me in PR. I'm going to be doing a video with all of the Sigma products I received. I was going to do it in November, but I pulled a muscle in my back, and then I put off filming that video for you. And then I tried filming it before heading out the door to work, and I filmed the entire video, or so I thought, but I had forgotten to press record. So imagine me sitting here for like almost an hour straight talking to a camera, but not actually recording anything. And I didn't have time to redo it. But I was like, you know what? I can make it happen in December. It just won't be a first impression anymore. But this is their lip oil in the shade Tint. And this is their lipstick in New Mod. And I have found that this combination is actually quite perfect. Let's head into the makeup drawer and select some new products. So here is the drawer. It's getting very full, as you can see. But as I mentioned, I'm not going to be selecting too many new things. I have one foundation. That's all I'm going to stick to. And I'm actually thinking of either trying to use up the Kiko or the same concealer. I think I've used the Kiko one more often, so I think I'm going to use that one first, just so I've used up another concealer this year. So that's going to be the one and only concealer I will be using. This is the Skin Tone Concealer in shade 2. I have a primer I can focus on. I have a bronzer I can focus on. I have a powder I can focus on. So that is all doing pretty okay. For highlighter, I already mentioned that I really like, where'd it go? I really like this for the December month. This is the Fenty Beauty How Many Carats Diamond Bomb. And I love this, not only because I have it as a mini, but because it has this hint of sparkle that I love in low light settings. So I definitely want to pick this. And I want to go in with my Kiko Milano Glow Fusion in shade 1. I just hit pan on it when I was filming a video with some Kiko products in November when I was doing drugstore week, and I just want to expand the pan. I'm not sure if you can see in this lighting, but there's a baby like pinprick of a pan. Speaking of pinpricks of pan and Fenty Beauty, I think I can try and dig a little bit deeper in my Kilowatt highlighter in, what's this called again? Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. So Lightning Dust, here you can see I've got a little bit of pan on the more intense shade, but I've been wearing the more subtle one more so this year. And this way I have something sparkly for the holidays, something very subtle in a champagne, and this is more of a pinky tone. So I think these three are going to be perfect for this time of year. And I've selected the blushes I would like to play with. 2 new ones, no, 3 things I haven't reviewed yet, and 1 oldie but goodie. I'm going back to Mood Exposure. I think this is so pretty in combination with some of the Fenty products I have. This is one of my favorite mauve tone blushes for any time of year, but especially this time of year, I love this thing. And like I said, I do want to do some new things, but not too many, so that's why I'm using these. I realized I had never reviewed this Kaleidos blush in Pearl Bliss. It's this cooler tone brown almost. Curious to see if I like this. And then I have this cream blush from a recent limited edition collection from Catrice. This is from the Mystic Forest collection in the shade Purple Touch, which is this really nice plummy cream blush. And if you saw my recent new makeup releases video, I told you that I had a blush, like there's these new blushes from Makeup Revolution, and I have a blush that's very similar to it, because I feel Makeup Revolution is duping K-beauty brands now. This is the one I was talking about. This is by Fui. This is the Icy Heart blush, and this is one of the lilac-y toned blushes that I bought this year to give more lilac blush a try. I think this will be too pale for me, but I at least want to try it. It's a very, very light purple blush. So here is what it looks like if everything is in the drawer. Just a couple of new blushes to try. Everything else is tried and true, things I want to use up or hit pan on, especially in the highlighter section. Like, I'm so curious whether I can actually, where did it go? Oh, here it is. I'm so curious to see if I can actually hit pan on this Fenty Beauty How Many Carats thing. Because I've used it a lot and I love it in December, and you can see how used it is. Can't wait to see how that goes. Let me show you the eyeshadow palettes I will be testing out and that I will be going back to if I have the time. So for the going back to category, I've actually selected 5 things that I've all tried within this year. However, at the end of the year, I always do my end of year favorites videos, and I just want to go back to some of these palettes that I tried early on to see how much of a favorite they are. Like, do these deserve a spot on my end of year favorites list? Yes or no? Glamlet Chucky. Tried it this year for the first time. It was one of my favorite palettes when I tried it. Let's see how I feel after putting it up to the test against these things. We have the Winter Wonderland from Cosmic Brushes. Similar thing here. Tried it last winter. Really loved it. But is it a favorite? That's what I'm going to try and determine. The Xenon palette from Natasha Denona wasn't exactly a favorite, but I want to go back to this to see, now that it's like the time of year when this was originally launched, whether I like it better. The Gal on Jupiter by Gloss Goths, of course, One thing I instantly felt was a favorite the minute I tried it. Let's see if I'm right. And, as you will see in a second, this is how the whole thing came to be, because this is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes. I've just bought the Moonlight one, and I'm going to be testing it out for the first time this month. So that will not be a favorite, but this one, I feel like it could be. I feel like this could be a favorite, but I do want to use it at least one more time before I make up my mind. And if you're wondering why I'm not going to be reviewing so many blushes or highlighters, is because I have a lot of eyeshadow. These are all of the new Into Me palettes that I've bought this year, but I haven't reviewed yet. This was sent to me in PR. It's going to show up in that Sigma video I will be doing for you this month. I have already done a look with it that I've taken pictures of. So with this, if I film with it and then I do another look, it should be really easy for me to be able to include this one. And then, of course, the Moonlight palette by Makeup by Mario. This is easily 2 looks that I can do with this, so I definitely want to see whether I like this just as much as the Ethereal Eyes, the original one. Then, this I almost forgot. This was one of the very few souvenirs I bought during my summer vacation. I went to Scandinavia. I found some Isadora on massive sale when I was in Gothenburg, and I haven't used these yet. They're all quads. Here we have Crystal Mauve. This is like one look in a palette, right? We have Rockstar. So maybe I should put Rockstar together with Crystal Mauve for like a quick look. And then I have one that's really crazy. That's Palm Beach. That's this one right here. Very colorful. And I have Vintage Velvet, which is this like cool tone gray, like brown sort of palette. Really pretty. Really like these. At least they swatched okay. But I haven't tried these on my eyes yet. This doesn't feel like the kind of eyeshadow formula I normally go for, but these were cheap as chips where I picked them up. I think I paid $13 for 13 euros for all 4, and normally one of these palettes retails for 19 euros, like 20 euros, about that. I saw this going for at Kicks for the newer styles. These are of course discontinued, so not sure you can still find those, but I want to see and give them a whirl. And then these are all of the K and C beauty palettes that I got this fall and that I haven't tried yet. So I have one from Shadella. It's this cool tone thing. It's very sort of Makeup by Mario Moonlight palette. So I can have a nice comparison between those two. This didn't swatch well, so I don't have really high expectations of this. Something I'm curious after is this Judy Doll palette. This is the all-in-one palette for your full face. I don't remember the name of this. I'll look it up. I'll pop it in the description box, but look at how pretty that is. That's one look, and I will have tested the palette. Similarly for Dasik, I don't know how to say this. This is a little bit more warmer tone than I had expected. But it looks really pretty. This is Autumn Breeze, which can be nice. I was sent this Flower Nose palette from YESSTYLE. This is the Flower Nose Moonlight Mermaid series in shade 5. It's the blue one. Again, one look in a palette and you're done. I actually got some more Flower Nose in the Black Friday sale from YESSTYLE, so we can really test this brand out. Because I've never tried them before. This is my first product by them. Then I have these 3 things from Flort. This is Sea Beauty. Don't know what this is called. I'll have to look it up. But it's these light pinks, which I thought looked cute. And these quads, which are no longer on YESSTYLE, I believe. I got mine from AliExpress. I never order through there, but this was the only way I could get my hands on it. This is the Flower Food Bear collection in shades 1 with the blue one and shade 2 with the purple. Look at this purpley one. It's got this really sparkly shimmer, a really nice taupe, and a light purple with a black shimmer. And these swatch beautifully, both of them. Here is number 1, which is like a taupey with a light blue. It's a vibe. It's a vibe, and I'm here for it. This was a brand I was very curious after. This is Josie. This is where the name of the brand is written. This is another C Beauty brand, and it's shade 15, it seems. I don't remember what this is called again, but it's like grayish taupes with this warmer reddish pink. Really interesting to me, and I love this grungy style packaging as well. Of course, I have to try some more Clio. These pinks are making the rounds within K-Beauty. This is their Pro Eye Palette Air in Season Plum, and this is currently one of the cooler tone things they do according to the website. So I can't wait to see whether this actually works. Clio makes one of my favorite K-Beauty formulas, so I know this is probably already going to be solid. And I just really like these pinky tones. This may be too warm. I'm not sure about that. But the bottom row looked promising. And then two brands I'm very, very curious after. This is Cheer Yep. Again, I can't read anything on this packaging. Look at her. It's got multi-chromes, it's got sparkles, it's got flakies, it's got beautiful mattes. This was also a bit more pricey. These retail for around 45 euros at a full price point. But it's essentially taupes and mauves, and then you also get the corresponding shimmers. In a swatch, it looked very well worth it, but I have to see. I did pick up another one with light pinks. I think it's called Jump for Joy from MONOLITH. They were half off, so I couldn't say no to that. And then these as well, just for the packaging alone, I wanted to try these Girl Cult palettes. They're from the same sort of line. Again, I don't know what these are called, but here is what this first one looks like. Look at how special and interesting that looks. And then this is, I think, my favorite of the two. Unfortunately, this blue one, when I tried swatching it, became a bit smushed. But this reminds me a lot of Pat McGrath's Interstellar Icon. So I've got some new makeup to test out, some old favorites to go back to. The eyeshadow is going to be a challenge, I'm not going to lie, but a lot of it is only 4 shades per palette. So that's like a quick, easy look every morning. And like I mentioned, I'm going to be away a lot and I have a lot of events to go to. So the theory is that I can do my makeup in the morning before heading out to work. And then redoing my makeup for these events I need to go to. They're work-related things that my students are organizing. But then, you know, I could very easily like sit down and do another look and take the pictures. So I think I can manage. I hope to be able to post a palette review video before all of my favorites videos go up, which I usually post from Christmas Day all the way until New Year's Eve. So if you were curious when that's coming, it's coming, but it's gonna come in the last week of the year because I'm still testing things out and I want to confirm things for myself as well. So thank you so very much for joining me here today. Thumbs up this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more by me. I have given you some sneak peeks in this video of what you can expect from the channel, the Sigma, the makeup favorites, the eyeshadow palette review video. It's all gonna happen this month, so stay tuned for all of that goodness, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye-bye!